And I've been chatting away, and you guys didn't even hear anything I said, so sorry about that. Let's basically, let me just recap real quick. So I'm doing the VIP challenges, and on the Hack the Box under the starting point, and we've already done together the meow, the fawn, the dancing, and the redeemer. So then we're going to do the VIP in this hacker hangout. So now the format for this is very casual, right? So don't hesitate to jump into the chat and throw anything you want to talk about. We can certainly get derailed. A hangout is not a structured stream, so anything we want to talk about, we can talk about. So I'd be happy to have any sort of feedback, or just you guys tell me what you're doing this weekend or next week, or anything that you're interested in. As far as what I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing this one for the VIPs. We're probably going to be able to get through all of them, and but I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to be very formal about this. It's going to be very relaxed. I'm not going to do reporting because I'm just not in the mood to do it, and I don't think that it's going to add anything to the conversation, simply because we already talked about it in the first three, and I think that I'm going to put together a video just on reporting. As I stated, muted, that you didn't hear, is that one of the things that I'm concerned about is if I do a report video, is that when an organization does brings somebody on, they're going to have their own reporting requirements, and so whatever reporting video I do, it's going to be at a very high level, and because it will change depending on who you're working for. So, but I'll probably still throw something together. I'm just not going to do any reporting for this video. So it looks like I don't know if I already said it. I don't have any preconceived understanding of what these challenges are. So, but it looks like we've got remote desktop here on Windows. So I'm doing a more full scan to see what's going on. Make sure everything else is going okay. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, so what are you guys up to? Anything interesting besides listening to me drone on? So, can you actually let me make sure? Can you comment, and somebody comment in the chat window to make sure, one, I got chat's coming through, and two, that you guys can hear me okay? Turn this on. Not seeing anything. Oh, this is taking forever. Oh. Okay, great. Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate it. So anything in the news? I know I'm fishing for stuff to talk about in a way, but the reality is that some of the things that happens in pen testing is kind of boring. I basically have a lot of music jamming when I'm doing this just to distract me, because waiting for scanners to return can be kind of exhausting at times. So. Alright, I'm not sure that that's working right. I'm going to stop that. Make sure you ping it. Oh. Yeah, it's going. I'm going to turn off the -S capital C so we don't run the scripts. Maybe that'll save us some time. Now it could also be blocking us too, so some organizations will actually block, they'll identify, oh, okay, it's coming up. So they'll actually identify attacks like scans and stuff, and then they'll block them. One of the things that you see a lot is that Nmap there's 4 things that it does every time it performs a scan, and those things can be identified by intrusion detection systems and then blocked. So does network cyber pen testing ever cross over physical pen testing? Oh yeah, absolutely. It seems like most people in pen testing do one or the other. So that's a challenge, right? Is that there's a lot of knowledge. I know people who are just dedicated to one or the other. I've had one guy told me that he loved network pen testing. He'd do it all day long, and there's still a huge demand for it due to things like PCI requirements and stuff. And the fact of the matter is that there was enough business for him just on that networking side to the point where he said, I don't want to do any cloud. I don't want to necessarily do any web app. And so we were able to keep him just doing that. And so there's a lot of people that are just interested in the physical pen testing because, I mean, it's cool, right? You break into buildings and you collect data. There's still a bit of a crossover, right? So if they get into a system or a building and they identify that it contains sensitive information, they need to be able to extract that, whether it's on a system or not. So there's some crossover with the physical pen testing. In fact, a lot of times there'll be somebody who's just whose strong suit is on the networking side. So they'll bring them in, and then when they actually gain access to a system, then that person, that's their role, is to take over. So they'll have somebody like 90% comfortable on physical and 10% on network, and then somebody who's 90% comfortable on network and 10% on physical. So yeah, there is some crossover, but the teams will usually have kind of a mix and match of skill sets. Yeah, physical pen testing is absolutely fun. So it's definitely on topic. All right, is 55 too old to get into pen testing? I tell people that we don't, as an industry, we don't care about age. We don't care about gender. We don't care about race. We don't care about any of that stuff, because what ends up happening is we are trying to compromise systems. And so when we're hiring people, we're interested in those individuals who have the ability to do what we need to do for our customers. And so age doesn't matter, especially in the IT fields, because even the older people tend to have an advantage. Now, if you're starting off from scratch, it's still the same thing, right? If you can demonstrate that you are qualified to do the tests, and that maybe you're a subject matter expert in something, or you have a particular skill that's advanced compared to a lot of other people, right? So like, if you do, like, this is extreme, but like reverse engineering, I mean, those guys get snagged up regardless of age, race, or anything, location, etc., etc. So the only requirement besides the knowledge is communication, because there's a report that goes out at the end of the day. That's what the customer pays for. And so this is from a consulting perspective. So so that's really it. But if you're working in-house, a lot of those people rarely have to worry about communication. So yeah, just go after the knowledge, become a guru, and you'll get hired for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Age is only a number. Doesn't even matter. Not in this industry. It's not like we're not a face or anything, right? That's why you can see these guys with these big beards. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to grow mine back out. So yeah, so appearance doesn't matter, age doesn't matter, none of that matters. So let's see. Okay, all right. So we've got RDP. We've also got 3389. Actually, that is what I was thinking. 445. That's wrong. So it's 3389. That's RDP. So I'm going to, I don't know what tools are on here. Nope. Is it just RDP? There's a tool. All right, X3. So that seems to be exist. Okay, so we'll try X-free RDP. I don't remember how this one works, so let's see if there's a help. Let's see. Yeah. If you guys have any recommendations, like if you want to scan anything in particular, I'm looking at this kind of as a joint effort. So we can hack this stuff together. So it's not just necessarily me doing those stuff. So feel free to chime in. So we got /v : for server, port. That's necessary. What are some of the other flags? Should probably use this in case there. No, I don't think it'll matter. Hold on. What else we got? Encryption. Don't care about that. Help. I already got the help. Word. Log max. Monitors. No, I'm not going to go into that. Password. So we may need to try that one. Since we're dealing with Windows, I wonder if we can also attack the file shares. So let's do X-free RDP. We already had file shares on the last on a previous one, I think. So I have a feeling they're after us for the RDP. So let's try X-free RDP, and it was /v : grab that. No. Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe we'll need the password here in a minute. Yeah, let's try to assert. Don't know. Did it even say? I didn't record it. Damn it. Password blank. Error. So what am I screwing up on? Let me do the cert ignore. Oh, you know what? It's the user. Nobody's going to be logged in as T-Wilhelm. So what's the user flag? User domain. I don't know the domain, so I'm just going to do /u. So it's Windows, so administrator, right? I don't have a list of accounts on this system. I could probably, maybe that's what I need to do, is find it on the file shares. Let's just try this. Oh, no. Okay, I guess we're good. Yeah, it looks like there's a flag right up here. What do we got? All right, I'll record this. Hopefully it will paste. Cool. All right, so I guess we've got that, but let's go back. Control C. Yeah. We've got, let me bring up, hold on just a second. So SMB, since it indicated there was an SMB share, maybe we should check that out. Even though we've got the flag, because why not, right? All right, so you guys have seen this before, hack tricks. So I have on my phone, you know what, I'm going to bring it up real quick and just show it to you guys. I bring this on my phone. It's basically a wiki on my phone. So basically, let's see if this even works. Can you see that? There, I don't see email. All right, so there is a list of links that I've created. Like I said, it's a wiki on my phone that allows me to basically have a playbook. This is my playbook. All right, so if I went into, let's say, target enumeration, here would be all the things that I would do to enumerate targets on a system. Okay, so that's my personal playbook, and I put it on my phone because there's been many times when I've gone into an environment where I don't have access to this or to anything on the internet as far as like suggestions on how to hack systems, because I've been in basements of buildings multiple floors deep and there's nothing that I can connect to, right, when I'm doing an internal penetration test. So even though this is accessible for us, make sure that when you are performing your own challenges, right, even these prepared ones that like on Hack the Box or something, when you perform a scan or an attack, save that information and save it locally so that you can gain access to this later, because you never know when you're going to need it and you're not going to be able to grab it again off of the internet. So alright, so we want to do this. So there's a scan for, is there an nmap scan? I think there's an nmap scan to enumerate. Yeah, it's right here. No. Yeah, that's totally fine, John. Lurk all you want. Totally fine. This is just a hangout, so we're not really being formal. It's just do what you want to do. Let's see what we got here. So again, we've already got the flag, so may not be necessary to do this, but why not, right? So what's happening is I asked it to run scripts that are considered safe and anything related to SMB enumeration. That's the asterisk there. So oops, go back there. So here it is. So the scripts, like I said, are safe or SMB enumeration against the target, and we'll see what kind of information it comes back with. Otherwise, let's go back and look at see what we've got. Yeah, see, I don't have this information yet, so we just need to at least find out, hopefully, what shares. So no, that's nothing to do with SMB. Could have removed the safe, but there's some SMB stuff in the safe list as well. Oh, we'll just see. Let's go back and see what else Hacktrick suggests we do. Only if we get in there. Let's go back and see what came out. I don't see anything. Alright, I'm gonna run another command. Just to see if this comes up with. Oh. What am I looking for? FLA. There we go. All right, let's see what we've got. I don't see anything we can attack. So I think we're at a dead end there. Alright, yeah, well, it is what it is. Okay, alright, so let's go back. We'll do the questions. Forgot we had to do questions. Okay, so first question is asked is what's RDP? It says right here. So let's provide that. Submit the answer. 3-letter acronym that refers to interaction with the host. Oh, so it's asking what the abbreviation, the acronym for command line interface is. CLI, right? Is that what it's asking? Yeah, that's a little weird. So yeah, okay, so graphic. Okay, graphic user interface. Yeah. All right, so I've said this before. You guys need to get comfortable with doing the command line interface, because chances are when you're doing like an internal penetration test, you're going to have a system that is dropped off in their network and you're going to remote into it through command line. Yes, you can create a tunnel where the video, the X11, comes back to your system. You can absolutely do that if necessary. But the fact of the matter is it's a pain in the butt. So if you can just run 99% of your tools without having to do that at the command line, then I would strongly suggest doing that. We get comfortable with GUIs. I see a lot of new consultants just want to use GUIs all the time, and it's a bad precedent, bad habit that they're setting themselves up for. So, oh, the other thing too is, so we talked about. So I didn't know what the RDP tool was. There's so many new tools out there. There's so many old tools out there. It's not. They all kind of work the same, right? They all kind of work the same, and so it's not wrong to just pick a tool and stick with it. So, like I said, I don't use X-Free RDP. I know of it. I don't use it, but that's because I'm just familiar with something, and I've been using it long enough that it's more comfortable. But it does the same job, right? So I mean, there's like a lot of tools that have been improved on, and sometimes I'm using stuff that people are like, why are you using EtterCap, for example? There's BetterCap, and I was like, well, it's true, it's better, but this still functions, right? It still does what it needs to do. So happy about that. Okay, I got sidetracked. Name an old remote access tool that came without encryption by default. Oh, port 223, that's Telnet. So let's see, without just blurting it out, port 23, pen testing Telnet. Here's our answer. Okay. So showing you how to find it too. What's the name of the service running on port 3389? All right, let's go back. I didn't save it. I broke my own rule. Just gonna run it again. I don't need the dash O. Might be asking for version information. Alright, what else can we answer while it's running? What? Oh, it won't let me move on. Well, that's kind of dumb. Why? I mean, I could see locking out maybe the root flag before you get all the other ones, but why do they have to be linear? I don't understand that. So I guess we wait. Okay. What else can we talk about? Okay. No, still isn't finished. I'm gonna try. There you go. No, I don't see any. Oh, right, that was just for the SMB scan. Okay, so 3389. Back here. Paste. Submit answer. Alright, switch used to specify target's host IP address when using X-free RDP. Also, they told us what tool we needed to use. Oh, it looked like it was the only one installed anyway, so flag was /v:, and /u was user, /p password, and then there was a /cert:, whatever you wanted it to do. Okay, so let's submit that. Username successfully returns. Okay, so let me tell you something. This is interesting. One of the things that you can do is a brute force attack against RDP, or I mean RPC. The problem is that it has the same, or it impacts the rules on the server, or RD remote desktop. So when you log in as a user, there may be a count 1, 2, 3 login attempts, and then it locks it up for X number of minutes. So you can brute force remote desktop, but you also run the risk, especially in an organization that's a real organization that has security metrics and effort mitigation implementations that will stymie those brute force attacks. So there's a few things, few protocols. Feel free to attack as often as you want, like SSH. You can just hammer that thing, Telnet, FTP. But when you start getting into user logins, be careful, because you can lock out systems. I did that one time. I rolled it. Basically, I started rolling down the list of employees and started locking them out, and I was unaware of that. And this was quite a while ago. So yeah, be careful when you're trying to do any sort of brute force. So I just tried administrator simply because every Windows system has an administrator account. So there's that. Okay, so now we can submit the flag. Copy. Paste. Submit. I need it. There it is. Get my endorphin rush. Okay. All right. So that one's done. I guess we can stop the. Oh, it already stopped. That's right. Questions, comments, thoughts, concerns on that, or anything before I move on to the next one? Cool. So I don't know the details about this site very well. It sounds like basically somebody just started taking all their notes and posted it, but they've got a lot of good stuff on here. I don't know where they've been getting all their training from, but there's a lot of good information here. So definitely a good resource to start leveraging and creating your own playbook for sure. 100%. Okay, it looks like we're up. Copy that. Delete all that. And let's start. So what do we got? Alright. Nmap. Actually, I need to ping it first. Oh, it's because I used the wrong one. That's what happens when you type it in by hand. Yeah, we're good. Alright. This looks pretty consistent, doesn't it? Same commands over and over again. Now, like we showed before, there was sorry guys. So showed before that there are some scripts that you can run, and there are ways to use Nmap better as far as identifying the scripts and then running. Like in that case, it was safe plus anything related to SMB. So I got Nginx. Port 80. Alright, this is kind of, we doing web attack? We'll see. Maybe. Okay. I'm gonna do I'm gonna expand this one. See if there's any other ports open before I start going down this road. One of the challenges is that it's easy to get distracted and go down a rabbit hole without actually verifying that there's additional targets. Hey, Miss Info. Welcome to the chat. So, in the meantime, I can also let's open a new one. I hate that. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I am feeling a lot better. I got, for those that were wondering what that comment's about, I got COVID. I'm still under quarantine, and I was not doing too well the last couple days, so appreciate the well-wishing. But yeah, I'm definitely better now. Part of the problem is that one of the things I was concerned about for today is that I'd be coughing a lot, but now that I'm thinking about coughing, I want to cough, but so hopefully I'll be able to control that. No, so it looks like it's just port 80, so fine, we're fine. All right, you know, I'll just use, let me copy this real quick before I screw up again. Gotta save it, gotta save it. You never know who's gonna take over. Just habits, but it's good habits to stay in. Alright, so looks like we're gonna do a directory search because there's nothing here. Oops, where am I going? There's nothing here. I'm not gonna go outside. That's out of scope. So there's probably a page we're missing. So I'm gonna break my rule. I I just told you guys, you need to get comfortable using command line interfaces. Oh, there's one that I like that you can use for command line, but I like the GUI. So, breaking my own rule. Hypocrite. All right, so, and what are we on? 10.129.38.37. And it was port 80 on HTTP. All right, so I'm going to do directory brute force. I'm going to do files too. PHP, txt. I think that's, yeah, that's good, right? So I need to get a word list for directories. So let's go to user, share, word lists. Oh, you know, I entered, they have challenges on I don't know if you've seen them, you probably have. I'm way behind on the curve on a lot of this stuff, but Hack the Box has these challenges that it's head to head, or, you know, 1 versus 1, I guess 2 versus 2, or 4 versus 4, where you basically have a server set up and you see who can steal the flags first, or it's you each have your own server. Capture the flag is really what it is, right? And it's like, I decided to try that. Oh, got my dog coming in. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I had a dog push in the door. Didn't know if it was something more urgent or not, but she wanted to sleep in here, I guess. So, black lab. Name is Luna. Anyway, oh, you okay. Let's see if I can do this. Come here, Luna. Come up here. Come here. Come on. Up. Come on. Come on. Not something you usually do, but we're going to try it. Come on. Come on up. You want it? Come on. I don't think you can see anybody. Come here. Come here. Oh, all right, fine. Luna, place. Good girl. There's Luna. She's been sniffing around now, I'm sure. Here, Luna. Focus. Good girl. That's Luna. All right. She is 10 years old. She's lost her spleen. And she loves pizza bones, we call them. The pizza crusts. Okay. All right, Luna. I'll let you off. Let me hold still for a second. Okay, off. Good girl. Yeah, so that was Luna. Yeah, they kind of near. Yeah, pizza crusts are definitely live. She that and fries. She goes crazy for French fries. Pizza bones and fries. I'm making her drool right now just saying those words. Yeah. She's staring me down now. No, you're supposed to go lay down. No, all done. Go lay down. They're all gone. Go lay down. Don't yeah, that was gross. Okay, she had surgery, and thank you. Yeah, she's adorable. Chicken nuggies. Yeah, no, she doesn't get any chicken nuggets, but she stares down everybody that has any food. So yeah, that's the one thing about labs is they are very food motivated. So you can definitely train them. She's actually a hunting dog. She's been she's gotten her hunting hunt trials and all that other stuff. So she's actually good at what she's supposed to do, but she's just would rather just eat whatever is provided her than have to work for it. So okay, so I'm gonna just do, I'll go back here. I'm gonna do directory list, and then so that was what we'll use for our directory brute force attack. And then, like I said, we're doing PHP and TXT. Oh, German pointers are food motivated as well. That's awesome. Yeah, they either have to be. So I had a white poodle, standard poodle, and she could care less about food. She just wanted attention. So those are the two ways that I found are the most efficient at training. I say that like I'm the expert on training. It's actually not me. It's my wife. She's the one that has trained Luna, taken her to the hunt tests and everything like that. So I get the benefit. I've taken her out hunting for pheasants and stuff, and so I get the benefit of having a hunting dog that's been well trained without actually having to do all the work. So lucky me. She doesn't do that anymore. That was quite a few years ago. She's a lot older now. So yeah, it's nice to have that kind of dog. I could talk for hours on dogs. Maybe that should be in my next channel. My next YouTube channel is just dogs. That would be funny. All right, I'm gonna start this. I've been chattering away for a while. Mr. Diesel Doug, hey, welcome aboard. So new here, but I love the content. Thank you. You're a student in cybersecurity. They're very helpful. One of the things that that I found on YouTube is that, and I'm not disparaging anybody, right? There's different ways to learn a topic, and a lot of times the material that you find on YouTube is kind of a blitz where they're trying to push a lot of information as fast as they can, but also make it they kind of overhype it in a way. It's like, oh, you could do all these things, right? That's the YouTube algorithm, right? And so one of the things that I think of when I'm doing these is that I want the person who watched the video to actually walk away with something that will provide them value during real world penetration tests, because that's why they're spending their time talking to, watching my videos or, sitting in this chat. It's because there's an expectation that there's a value, right? Your time is extremely valuable. My time is extremely valuable. And throwing up garbage, again, not disparaging anybody, throwing up garbage to get views, that like a lot of the shorts that I see do, that's just a waste of time, and my time and your time, which is a value commodity that you can't get back. It's not like you can get a pay raise like you can get a life raise, right? So so I definitely approach it a little bit different and hope that at the end of the day you guys get something valuable out of this. It's not just me trying to get views or subscribers or members, but okay, so let's look at, so we do have some results already. So we've got an admin.php. Let's go there. I'll let it continue to run, but let's see what we got. Okay, so we've got a login that I'm assuming we're going to brute force. Alright, I am going to stop this because I think I'll pause it. I don't think it's going to find anything new. I'm going to stop it. Forget it. Whatever. Okay. So I'm going to show you, I haven't done this yet. I'm going to show you Burp Suite. On any of the videos, I haven't shown you this. So Burp Suite, this is the community edition. Almost always I almost always do a temporary project in memory. So this will be educational, since it's the first time I'm actually talking about this. So one of the problems that you'll find with Burp Suite is that as your project gets larger and larger, it intensely slows down. I mean, it gets really bad. And so it will actually lock up at some point, and the information that it collects is difficult to sort through when it's this huge pile of data. So what I always suggest is just create temporary projects and then save them, and do that frequently. Every time you start a new, it's hard to explain in great depth when you're dealing with these one-off, but when you're dealing with a lot of web servers and stuff, it's easy to get distracted and lose focus. And so I oftentimes recommend focusing on 1/24 or one website even for just Burp Suite when you're doing that. But there are other people that say you should have a collective Burp Suite program or project, so that it's comprehensive and you're not missing anything. There's a lot of debate in that, like it's world shattering or something. I'm going to use Burp's defaults, and then let's see. Okay, let's go to the dashboard. So the first thing we need to talk about is intruder. So it will collect traffic that goes through a browser. Now I can set up this browser over here to set up as a proxy, but the reality is that I can launch, where is it? Let me go back. Launch my own browser. I forget where it is. Target. Burp. I lost. Forgot where you launched the browser. Screw it. Let me just start over. Alright. I think it's in the beginning. No, not. So here's the proxy intercept. I kept saying intruder. That's not what I meant. So I meant intercept. So intercept will basically collect. Oh, here it is. So yeah, here's where we open the browser. So those I words confuse me. All right, so intercept. So basically what's going to happen is Burp Suite's going to intercept the traffic, and then when intercept is on, every page and every communication with it gets stopped, and I have to actually move it forward. So I'm going to turn that off real quick. I'm going to open a browser. Can I click it? There we go. Okay. So yeah, I opened it twice. So let's get this. Go back here. So what's the best way to learn the tools? So this is actually difficult to answer, and the reason why I say that is because learning curves and whether or not it's sufficient enough. I know that Burp Suite has their own training that will walk you through how to use their tools. Same with Metasploit framework. They have wikis and stuff like that. The best way to learn it is hands-on, but there's also on some of these larger frameworks, like Burp Suite is considered a framework, is that it's better to just kind of start from the organization who published it and then start working through their material to get a better idea of what the tool is capable of. Because if like I encountered the same problem when I was learning how to do cloud architecture, is that there's whoever teaches you their way of doing it, and so it becomes a problem where they may not teach you the way you need to learn, and they may leave out information that is critical that you would benefit from. So start from the source for these larger ones, see what they have to say, and then do some hands-on exercises with it. So like in this case, even though this is a VIP, there are I have a video out there on creating your own pen testing lab, and there is Damn Vulnerable Web App is one of the targets that you can grab to put in your lab, and you'll use a lot of Burp Suite against that. So that's the other thing too, is that, you know, focus on one of the things you're going to discover, if you haven't already, is that as you progress through this, you're going to go, oh, I don't know crap about SMB, or I don't know crap about FTP, or I don't know crap about remote desktop. What does that do? And you have to dig into the protocol and understand it. You have to dig into the protocol and understand it. I want to emphasize that, because it becomes too easy just to hit a video, see what it does, and then try to use that tool, and it may cause more problems than you really want. Yeah, so that's exactly right, is that you have to glean information from different sources in order to make it yours, right? We're always learning new stuff, new tools, new everything, and you'll forget it too. You'll forget what you learned, and you know, so it's a continual process. Yeah, like I've done a lot more cloud stuff now, so a lot of the web, well, not the web stuff, a lot of the basic network stuff, like layer 2 attacks and stuff, I'm starting to forget. So, all right, so we've got this up. Let me go back to Burp Suite, and we'll look at the history, and we can see that we've got the admin.php. Oh, you know what? No, it's not on. How come it don't? I should see more. Oh, you know what? It's because I haven't done anything. So let me do test. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to capture this submission, and wrong username or password. Big surprise. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to take a look, and we can see that I put in test. See if I can make this any bigger. It's not going to make it any bigger. Anyway, so it's got test and test, and what I need to do is I need to send this to intruder. So we'll go to intruder, and the types of attacks, there's different types. It takes a lot of time to figure out all the different ones. So, but what we have here is I've got, you see the little funny brackets around the test, and this one here. I'll add that one as well. So those are now variables. And those variables are going to be our attack points. So basically, in this case, I want to try different usernames, and I want to try different passwords. And so then I go to the payloads. And for payload 1, which was, what was it? It was for username. So I'm going to load, again, use word lists. So go all the way to root, user, share, word lists. Where's word lists? Word lists. And then I like Metasploits. They should have a common passwords. HTTP default. There we go. We'll just use those. Default users. All right, and then we see admin, manager, root, Cisco, pass, user, a bunch of them. There's not many, right? These are defaults. So again, in our methodology, in reconnaissance, that first one, let me go bring that up just to, since I'm talking about it. So in the CKC by Lockheed Martin, under reconnaissance, there's a few things that you need to do. And part of that, if we go to PTES, let me look that up. And we look at intelligence gathering, we do, no, it's not there. Passive reconnaissance, where's the active? There's the active. Somewhere in here, it basically identifies that you need to do brute force attacks against default username and passwords. So anyway, so that's what we're doing. These are defaults. So so that's the first one. Let me go to the, why is there only one? Positions. Oh. Pitchfork. Payloads. 2. Payload 2. We'll load up default passwords. And so it's basically the same thing. Don't know what that one is for. Okay. So now we can start our attack. Let's just make sure. So we've got payload 1, payload 2. And let's start the attack. Okay. So we go back here. And what we're looking for is we're looking for differences. And we can see that all the length. So what happens is when you get an error message, it says, wrong username and password, right? And so that's going to have a length on the actual packet that gets returned. So the packet length for a failed one looks like 1235, but we see a difference here. So I'm going to take a look at this one and see what we have. So admin has a different value, and does anything else? Nothing else came back. And you can see the different passwords that it tried. So manager password, root manager, etc. So anyway, so admin came back with a different code. I don't know if that's successful or if that just puked on us. So what we have to do, we have to go back and type in admin. You know what? Actually, we do know if we really wanted to, because if we can go back here, so we can look at the response and congratulations, and it says this, but it also says we can do a render of it and we can see what the end result looks like. So we do have a result, but I like to actually see it myself. So anyway, we've got a flag. No, I'm not going to say that. All right, so we got a set flag. So that is Burp Suite in a very, very small nutshell. I think it would be kind of interesting to talk a little bit about some of this other stuff. Let me go back to Burp Suite. Okay, so that was the intruder. Actually, this is good. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. We still got a few more targets to go after. So I'll put together a Burp Suite video if people are interested. So let me go ahead and I save it. Let's see. Let me save this. In case I screw up. My notes. There it is. The dog is snoring. I have headphones on and I can hear my dog snoring. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and answer the questions. Version to... Oh. I haven't done any of it. Okay, what are we doing? Directory brute forcing is a technique. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you did. Yeah, this whole life is about learning, right? So, Directory brute forcing. This is why I don't like to read this stuff in advance. It told us we needed to do a brute force. Okay, it's a technique used to check a lot of paths on a web server, find hidden pages. So local file inclusion. Okay, that is like if you go to a website and you're trying to find a file on the server that's not supposed to be presented. That's a local file inclusion. Dir busting. It's going to be dir busting. It's the only that we get the hint with the G on the end. There's only two. But that one's the only one that fits. So hash cracking. So we just did kind of a brute force attack against a username and password. That is considered a remote brute force attack, not a local brute force attack. And when you're talking about passwords, for passwords to be local, you have to grab a hash from a server that has the passwords in a hash format, and then you bring it locally onto your system and you do a lot of computation to see if you can identify what that password is. So that's a local password attack or a local brute force attack. So it's not hash cracking because you're not cracking a hash locally. So it's got to be dir busting. Alright, submit the answer. What switch do we use for nmap scan to specify that we want to perform version detection? Alright, so we can look through the nmap information and see that, where's the SV? Right here. Service version detection right here. Alright, and there's different levels or different things that you can do. You can even get use a trace to find how many hops and stuff like that, which is actually really critical when you're doing externals a lot of times. You want to make sure that any sort of delay or anything, you understand what the delay is going to be. So let's go back to our -SV, capital V. What is the nmap report in the service identified? In port 80 shows HTTP, port, state, service, version. What server name and version of service is running on port 80? So it's the Nginx version 1, whatever. Paste, submit. They really want you to use nmap. That's very understandable. What switch do we use to specify to GoBuster? We didn't use GoBuster. Perform dir busting specifically. Okay, so let's see what GoBuster has to say. Looks like dir. What are these? Available commands. Okay, so I guess dir, right? When using GoBuster to dir bus, what switch do we use? Find PHP pages. I don't know. Pattern? -P? -P what? Oh, to find PHP. Okay, so it would be -P, maybe. PHP? Nope. Alright, let's use man GoBuster. There's no manual entry. Anybody know in the chat? Otherwise, let's go look at GoBuster. Directory mode flags. Oh. Is that it? Extensions. I mean, that's what we're dealing with, right? No, it's got to be it. Okay, so let's try the -X. Okay, that's it. What page was found? So we found admin.php. Okay, status code reported by GoBuster for the discovered page. Oh, I didn't do that, so... so the machine we're working on is the VIP for pre-ignition. I've already done. We did earlier. We did the explosion, and I'm doing the VIP. So we've got 2 more after this. Yeah, and we're keeping it very casual. So thanks for joining. Let's see. You know what we can do? Go back to Burp Suite. See what we got. 200. Yeah, okay. Would make sense. I mean, one tool, it's all, the web server is going to provide a code regardless. Regardless of the tool we're using. Alright, root flag. I think we're done. So I'll close all this up. Discard. Oh, let's just close that too. Yeah. Flag. There we go. Okay. Shit, I didn't show you any of that shit. All right, so we pwned. So I already closed it, but basically sorry about that. The Burp Suite, basically in that list of tools that are the intruder we were using, the basically showed 200 code responses from the web server. So, all right, I'm going to close this too. All right. Okay, so we own this one, so we can move on to the next one. All right. Thanks again, guys, for joining us. Appreciate it. Let me spawn the machine and see any questions anybody have before this one kicks off. Showed you a new tool. That was kind of cool for some people. You will become very familiar with the use of Burp Suite if your niche is going to be web application pen testing. So. I'll close this. A new one. Okay, here's our target IP address. You've seen all this before. Save it to my docs. So am I using a VM for these, or do I have a Linux machine? So this is off of Hack the Box. Now, there's 2 ways to approach this, right? I'm using their browser. Let me go back here. There's 2 ways to connect, using Pwnbox, which is a browser-based jump host, and the other one is using OpenVPN. And my recommendation is to actually learn how to do the OpenVPN using a virtual machine, to your question, use a virtual machine that has a Linux on it, like Kali. They suggest Parrot, whatever. So that would be my suggestion. I'm just using the browser version simply because I don't want to clutter up my machine. That's really all it comes down to. And since I have the VIP Plus, then this makes it, I can use this unlimited amount of times, and it's just easier for me. So, but I have a complete tutorial on creating your own lab on your own system. Basically uses Oracle. I've got to. I'll be right back. But just to finish my comment real quick, is that it uses Oracle VirtualBox, and then I have systems on there, and I'll show that to you here in a second. But I'm going to be right back. All right, sorry about that. Since I got sick, I'm in quarantine, and so my wife is having a little mini vacation, and she brought me some medicine. So we had to do this whole exchange where I had to open the garage door, get away. She drops off the medicine, leaves. I close the garage door, get it, yada yada. Right. So all that fun stuff. Anyway, so sorry about all that, and yeah. Okay, so we were talking about OpenVPN. My suggestion is to use OpenVPN, and there's a whole video on how to do that. So, yeah. The other advantage of using a VPN, or I'm using the VPN on through a virtual machine, is that when you're done with an actual engagement, you can blow away the image, so you know that their information is secured, right? So, okay. What did I miss? Yeah. By all means, yeah, definitely check it out. I know, right? I suck at this sometimes. Okay, so let's go back to the attack platform. And again, this is the browser version that Hack the Box is offered up. Yeah, so this is, so let me go back. So there's two things that have to happen in order to run these machines. One is you got to launch the server, and two is you've got to create a connection to that server, right? And so it walks you through. First you got to connect, and I use the Pwnbox, which is this right here. Then I start the server, and I get the IP address, and I should be able to connect to that. So let me bring up a window. Clearing this up. We don't need all that garbage up there. Alright, so the first thing I always do is just ping the target, make sure that it's up and running, because I don't know if I can trust their connection, right? So just like anything else, you got to make sure that the jump host connects to your target. So that's what I'm doing here. Control C. All right. Okay, so now we know that the system is up. Let me increase the size of this real quick. All right, so Nmap scan. I'm just going to do a quick one to see that what kind of information we have, and then I'll do an expanded one. All right, so dealing with SSH. Unless there's another brute force. I mean, we've brute forced a couple of them. Have we? I don't know if we have. Okay, so maybe this is a brute force. You know what? I don't trust it though. Just like this last one, I'll expand the ports. Let's do that. I'm gonna ask it to scan all the ports just to make sure. See if there's anything like an administrative panel on the higher end or something. SSH attacks aren't really complicated, but I mean, typically a brute force attack. I'm gonna guess it's a Linux system. A lot of that, that's usually where you find SSH. So root password and no. MongoDB. All right, so we got a database attack that we're looking at. Okay, all right. So let's do we'll do a scan on that. So let's see what we have here. -SC, -SV, -O. Nothing unusual. We haven't done before. All right, let's just let it go and do its thing. All right, let's go over quickly and see. No, not any of that. See what it has to say about Mongo. So Mongo, I think, is a NoSQL database. We already did a NoSQL database earlier, Redis, earlier in this. So numeration. There's a Nmap script, so we'll run that for sure. Let's copy that. See what we've got here. Actually, let me copy this first. We got a lot of stuff. Holy crap. I'm not sure I'm going to run another script. This is a huge dump. Let's see. All right, let me just copy all this. And save it. Trying to glean anything as it goes blistering speed past my eyes. So what I'm looking for is any sort of database information, since it's I'm going to create a new one. I don't use that. Okay, so what do we got? Host. That's the owner, I'm guessing. The process. Going by too fast. Hold on, let me slow down. Okay, so there are databases. Here are the databases. Config, local, sensitive information. Okay, there's where we're going. Users, admin. Okay, so databases. Anything else in here? have a feeling it's all going to just be configuration dump. Network interface, yeah, it's okay. And it's all configuration data. Nothing of value. Go to the top. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna. So let's go back here. Make sure that we highlight the databases that we're after. Right here. So that's what we're after. Okay. All right. If we go back. Take a look at hat tricks. What do we got? I'm not going to do the automatic. I mean, I think we just dumped a whole bunch of crap for Mongo already. So Mongo. Is there Mongo command? Nope. There's a Mongo sh. Let's do a man on Mongo sh. MongoDB shell. Can we remote connect to it using this? Lots of crap. Let's go to the bottom. Oh, I saw something. Mongo password. Okay, so there is a remote Mongo sh.p. We need it. We don't use no usernames, right? Okay, so is there a Mongo sh? Oh. Yes. Okay. Mongo MongoDB. Oh, using the ships database. So what do we got here? So if we want to use the, let's just copy this and modify it. So instead of ships, we're looking at sensitive information. This is a stab in the dark. This is assuming that there's no login and password too, right? So let's just forget that. Let's forget this within ours. Let's try it, see what happens. Okay, we're logged in. It shows sensitive information, and I didn't see any error messages. So what can we do on Mongo sh? This is Mongo, so I'd imagine the commands are going to be the same. Since it's now we're interacting with the database. So dump, let's do show collections. Flag, okay. So I've never used this tool. I guess we're making progress. So what else does it say? So we did show collections. So we want to dump the collection. So this is a command. Let me copy that. And we'll go to flag. There we We got a flag. Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We knew what we were doing all along. All right, so let's go answer questions. There are 2 ports, right? What did we see? We saw port 22 and then port 27017. So there's 2. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, right? So it's definitely fun to learn as a team. So what service is running? Oh, speaking of which, so we're going to do kind of it was mentioned in the last live stream. We're going to put together basically a study group, and we're going to do live streams and stuff like that. So if you're interested in joining, by all means, go over to our Discord. I set up a new channel for that, and there's an HTB, Hack the Box. So that's where we're going to start. If you have any ideas what that should look like, let me know. I have a few ideas, but rather than try to throw them out there and then have everybody say, oh, that's a good idea, I want, and basically stymie additional suggestions. If anybody has any suggestions on what they want, even if it's a different platform, whatever, just let me know. Happy to entertain any suggestions. Okay, what service is running on it? Service is, so port state service version, port state service. Oh, so it also wants the version. Okay, that's not right. Say that. Oh, why do I have that in there twice? There you go. What type of database is MongoDB? SQL or NoSQL? I think it's a NoSQL, so let's go back. What do we got? Open source database, document oriented, which is basically implying that it is NoSQL. Oh, that's why it said twice. Actually, does it say NoSQL? Well, why don't we go back and try NoSQL? And if it doesn't like it, we have one other choice. It's 50-50, right? And NoSQL. All right. What is the command name for the Mongo shell that is installed with a MongoDB clients package? I don't know. Mongo? Let's try Mongo. Okay, I mean, we used Mongo SH, right? So, in a way, I don't know, it's a good guess, educated guess. What's the command, since we didn't have, you look at MongoDB, is there a MongoDB client? MongoDB, we only got one. No, MongoDB. Yeah, there's no MongoDB on this system. I'm hitting tab and it's not filling it in, so we probably have to add that apt install. Huh. Okay, well, maybe these questions could be written better for people who are just starting out, because we just found Mongo SH because we hit tab to autofill. What's command used for listing all the databases present? So let's go back to here. List all the databases present. Show DBS. We didn't do that. We went straight because we did a dump on Nmap, so we didn't even have to do that. So we did a shortcut. But let's try this one. Show DBS. Okay, that was successful. So what's the command used for dumping the content? Okay, we did do that. Wait a minute, let me go back. What is the command used for dumping the content of all the documents within a collection name? Okay. So, within a collection name. So that was the DB collection find. Right? Yeah, dumped the collection. Let's do that. See what it says. Let's not paint this thing. Yeah? Nope. Oh. So the collection we had was sensitive information, so maybe that's what it's asking for. Yeah, duh. Nope. What are we doing? Oh, it was flag. DB flag find. My bad. So, let me copy that. That's not it either. Yeah, glad you could join us. Absolutely. Go definitely work on that homework. And yeah, thanks for joining us. And again, if you have any recommendations or things you'd like to see, comment section below. Fill it up. Happy to. Oh, don't need to include the trailing. That. Okay, I don't know what it's asking for. What's the command used? What am I missing here, people? What's the command used for listing out the collections in a database? Listing out the collections in a database. Listing out the collections in a database. Oh, no, it's just show collections. Is that it? Wrapping myself up too much here. Show collections? Okay, show collections. Alright. What is the command used for dumping the content of all the documents within the collection named flag? Okay, so that's what we were putting in earlier. So let's go back here. And that was right here. Right? Doesn't look right because we only have one. Command used for dumping the content of all the documents with a collection named flag in a format that is easy to read. I don't know what the format is easy to read. I don't know, we're going to have to dig into some tool information. Hold on just a second. Or if I can do a... Oh. Alright, so here's what we'll do. So we'll go back up, and we know that they wanted us to use Mongo. The MongoDB clients package using Mongo. So let me go back here. Mongo examples. Let's see what they have to say. Accept all cookies, whatever. There's collections, count documents, find the documents by ID, limit the results. Index. Make things easier to read. Huh. For listing, right, command used for dumping the content of all the documents within a collection named flag. Format is easy to read. Mongo. Format, easy to read. Let's do that. Formatting and layout. If you guys can find it before me, that would be awesome. I am struggling here. And I'm not sure why we would need to know that unless we did a deep dive into MongoDB. Raise. Dumb question. Jake. I don't know. So it's talking about find. Count, limit, skip. Let's do Mongo flags. Maybe that'll work. Enter DB shell. DB flags. Alright, well, I'm about to call it on this one. Because, I always dig for that later. I mean, we got the key, right? That's really the important part. So, commands, Mongo commands. Cheat sheet, let's try that one. Connect via, show collections. Find. Aggregate? No, that doesn't make sense. Update. Delete. Okay, indexes. Get indexes. Get keys. Handy commands. That's low. Host info, service status. None of this. This looks like it would be useful. Alright. Hint. On a Google search or further blog posts about basic Mondo. So this is what happens when you click the hint. Hint number 7. Run a Google search. Refer to this blog post. There's no link. Basic Mongo DB commands. Let me do that. Aggregate, count, read and write. Application. So it's asking for easy to read formats. Easy. Let me do a search. Easy. Nope, none of that. Read. Oh. I don't know. Let's just try something. Let's try aggregate. Try aggregate. No. Distinct. Okay. I'm probably boring the crap out of you guys. So I think we need to move on. Anybody finds out what it is later, if you could just drop it in the Discord server, I would appreciate that. So dumb. And I could basically try all of them. Alright, whatever. Alright, so let's I'm gonna save that flag locally. That's the last thing I need to do. So I'm gonna save that. You won't see this. I'm just doing a notepad. Okay. Let's see that. Alright, so let's go back here. Oh, wait. Collect, find, read concern. Yeah, let's try it. Nope. Ah. Dog in a bone. Feel like a dog in a bone. Okay, I give up. All right, let's terminate this one. I don't need it in order to complete it. I just need, I don't need it up and running, so let's just move on. Okay, this last one synced. Oh, it's rsync. Oh, fuck. I hate rsync. Alright, yeah, let's just do it. Okay, let's spawn the machine. The reason why I hate rsync is it's very temperamental. That's all. And yeah, we'll figure it out. So let's go over here, get this started. Rsync, our playbook. Yeah. So what happens with rsync is when you communicate with it, it's almost like with like mails. You know, like when you connect to something, it'll expect certain responses. So if I remember correctly, it sends information about what it is and basically a handshake and says, okay, I'm going to use this protocol, and then you agree or you disagree to that protocol. And you match it word for word, and then you issue a command, and then it runs the command, and then it closes the connection. And so you got to do that over and over again. There's got to be an easier way. Been a while since I've used this, so I mean, I haven't really even seen it in the wild in a while. So I may be wrong, but I haven't seen it. So we're going to use the list only to get things going. But first we got to find out what the folders are. So yeah, see here's what I'm talking about. So it will send. So you connect. You were using netcat. That's fine. So that's a really good question. I don't know if there is. I would imagine that this would have been updated to talk about that, but if somebody knows of one, let me know. So this is what's the first thing it's trying to do is list. So we need to run the command list to see what the actual file or the what the directories are, so what they contain. So first we're going to do this. I'm assuming that I haven't even done a scan or anything. Okay, so let me go back. So save this. Oh, clear all that. I got it saved elsewhere. Alright, I'm going to close this one down too. Okay, so we need to run an nmap. I was getting way ahead of myself. Let's do our nmap ping scan. Yeah, it's up. We'll do nmap. Just put it in there. I'll just do a quick one. See if it finds it. Yep. So let's do the full scan. sc-sv-operating system and run it and see what comes back. What are you doing, Luna? She's got arthritis. Licking her paws. Poor thing. We give her glucosamine. They're cookies. She loves her cookies. Alright, Alright, so I'm gonna save this. Doing that copy. Alright, so go back here. So we've got an nmap command, or a netcat command, copy, back. And the IP address, I already forgot it. 10.129.55.21. Okay. Alright, so it should spit out how it wants to communicate. So it's supposed to do something like this. And then we've got to send it back. Whatever they send, I'm not going to try to get into a war over handshakes. So copy, paste. Should tell me okay, I would think so. If not, we'll just move on. It doesn't show it over here, so let's just do list. Oh, I don't need the pound sign though. Okay, let's try this again. This is why I hate it. Now, I will say that in some cases, people are recommended, or I would even recommend people to do it manually. Because if a tool doesn't work and you don't know it's not working, you just assume that you get no data and you move on. So doing this is still fine. Interesting. What am I missing here? So the other thing too is that rsync doesn't have, by default, doesn't have encryption, if I remember correctly. No, maybe I do need the pound, but unknown command list. All right, let me. So I'm assuming this followed exactly what it said. This followed what we thought, or I thought maybe. So I'm gonna do. I'll look up rsync commands. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while because, like I said, it's not really something I come across a lot. Just all the modules. I wonder if we go back and we start using this. Let's do that. We'll just avoid doing all of that hand jam. Make sure rsync is on here. Yeah, it's on here. All right. Okay. So So you know this isn't pre-planned and scripted. Okay, so that works. So there's two. There's public and anonymous share. So let's do list on the public. See what comes back. Here's our flag. Good. Okay, so how do I extract a file? Copying files from a shared folder. So the name of the folder, and then so the way this works is that you can push and you can pull. So I wonder if it shows you the differences down here. All right, well, because I guess in theory you can actually push some malware up. Never done that. I usually just exfiltrate data. All right, so let's do that. So we're going to use the rsync. Got to get rid of the list only. Still using -AV. Everything else is the same. We just have to add the name of this case flag.txt. So let's do that. So there's a / drop it to ours txt. See what happens. Okay, we got a flag. Let's do an ls. Where did it drop it to? Oh, thank you. List only was still in the script. I said I needed to get rid of it, and I didn't, did I? Alright, let's get rid of that. Sitting here looking dumbfounded. Nice eye, Miss Simple. Nice eye. Okay, now let's see what we got. There it is. Okay, alright. So we got the flag. Copy that. Alright, let's answer some questions. What do we got? Default port 873. 873. How many ports are open on the remote? I just saw the one, right? Yeah, just the one. What's the protocol version on the remote machine? I don't know. So I think I can get the version information. The rsync. It's not it, is it? All right, let's look it up real quick. Dash version. So right here. All right, so let's go back. So let's run. Let me quit that. Don't need that. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't need that. Do need that. Version. So what it says is that the version of the rsync I'm using. No, protocol version. Oh wait, protocol was 31.0. Overcomplicating this. All right. Nope. rsync 31.0. Ah, no, what am I doing? Click the wrong button. Shoot. Oh. So we'll try 31. Yeah, okay, that was it. I complicated it. Yep, you had it before I did. Okay, what's the most common command name on Linux to interact with rsync? So rsync. What credentials do you have to pass to rsync in order to use anonymous? None. We didn't flag it for any of that. Yep. What is the option to only list shares and files? Oh, that was that -- list only. Make sure. That's right there. I'll copy that. Paste. Submit. Oh, deleting characters. You know, my reading comprehension kind of sucks right now. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yeah, I overthink things a lot. You know, it's like, it's got to be challenging me, right? Not the easy stuff. So copy the flag, submit the root flag. And if that works, we're done with this one. We just don't have this one. Yay, got my endorphins. Okay, so this is the only one that's outstanding, and not in a good way. So I'd have to start it up again, I guess. I'm not going to start the machine. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to dig around a little bit more. Like I said, we figured this out, right? So we're good. We know what the flag is. I just don't know what the command used for reading it in a easy to read format. I'm sure I can find that somewhere. That shouldn't keep me from finalizing this. All right, so thanks everybody. Make sure you join the Discord and let me know how you want our study groups to work out. So appreciate your time. Like I said, it's precious. Time is precious. You can't get the time back. So I really appreciate this value that you spent hanging out with me. So if you have any comments, questions, add them in the comment section below. Otherwise, suggestions are always helpful, and I will see you next time. Thanks again. Wait, you found it? Hold on. We're back. Find pretty. Pretty. That's dumb. Alright. So let me start this up. Oh no, is it making me do it all over again? Oh, this is gonna make me mad. Don't make me mad. Well, regardless, I will try it this info. It makes sense, right? So we'll do the fine and then the pretty once it comes up. Just wouldn't let me modify the command as it was when it was shut down. All right, regardless. All right, I'll follow up. I'll let you guys know in the Discord if that was correct, or I'll leave it at the bottom. And thanks again, and thanks again for joining.